So our group will introduce you to our subject, our studies that about using a smartphone in the classroom. So as a student, we usually use a pen to write a note, notebook to keep a note, and textbook to find the resource of information. How about we change the textbook into the smartphone to search the information more efficiently. So this the most important thing for the person or people that is a smartphone. Everyone has smartphone. They use that device on their daily life. So as the Internet of Things right now has become a new growth engine for the information, smartphone become the most usable thing to in education and daily life. Malaysia educating system still restrict to use a portable device in the classroom. So even in the high level education, but the other side of the world, for example Canada and Australia, they encourage the student to bring their phone to the school to use it as a learning tools. The most, as for your information, the most educated country in the world right now is Canada with 56.27% rate education. The idea is to allow students to use smartphone for learning session. It's maybe will give the positive impact to the education system. So yeah, maybe the smartphone in the class maybe give a negative impact, such as distract the student or cheating on the test. But on this study, we will research and ask for people about the negative and positive impact of using phone in the class. Thank you.
Okay, now I'm going to explain about the problem statement. As we can see that technology is widely used in the educational field. In this problem statement, we are going to highlight about the usage of smartphone in learning is better than the conventional way. What is conventional way? Conventional way in learning in this research are the students need to go to the library and searching for the specific book for their specific information that they are needed. The constraint of using the conventional way is it is not a time-saving method in learning. Why? Because it takes time to search for the information. With the smartphone, students can search for their needed information anytime and anywhere. It is easily accessed by the student. Next, conventional way limit the student to enhance their inner potential, such as creativeness, uniqueness, and other skills. As for example, when the lecturer assigns the student to do a work such as mind map. Okay, when the student needs to do the mind map, there are a few applications that they can use online. Can help students to create their mind map creatively using the stickers, filters, and many other. The conventional way restricts the students to socialize. As for example, with the help of the technology, the student can social smartphone. Student can stay engaged with their friends and lecturers. As for example, we are using the apps of Edmodo, Google Classroom to stay connected with the lecturers and students. Next, there are a few research questions that is addressed in the research. First, what is lecturers and students' opinion on the usage of smartphone as one of the learning tools in the classroom? The second research question is, does the students get more positive effect rather than negative effect if they are using the smartphone as a learning medium? Lastly, if the usage of smartphone as a learning medium or a learning tools in the classroom, does it improve the learning environment among the students?
Next, we will proceed to our objective of our study. The long-term goal of this research is to understand the positive effects of using smartphones as a learning medium among students in UTHM Pagoh. The objective of this current study is also to prove that the smartphone usage in learning can bring more advantages. In our study, we have three main objectives, which are to provide comprehensive reviews from both lecturers and students regarding the application of smartphones in the classroom. This, we can gain opinions from both lecturers and students so that we can make an absolute comparison from both point of views. Secondly, is to identify the positive effects of smartphone usage among the students. Based on the previous research, there are more towards the negative impacts of using smartphones in education, but we believe that there are equal of positive side for students regarding the application of smartphones during learning. Last but not least, is to observe the changes in the learning environment among the students when the usage of smartphones is implemented. We can conclude whether it improves the learning environment or even make the learning environment more difficult or complex. The result of this study will be valuable in educational field, especially for students and lecturers. Apart from that, we can change the community perspective on the usage of smartphones in learning in a more positive way.
So I will present about the significance of study from our research. This will give a great result for both students and lecturers. For students, it will reveal the benefits of using mobile phone as a learning medium on student academic performance among UTHM Pagoh students. It also would expose to the students the advantage of using their mobile phones during the lecture session. The messaging application, for example, they use it for group discussion, text editor or document viewer for their notes, education-based application for submitting any quiz or task or assignment, and the camera for to take some short notice or short notes for their revision. For lecturer, all academicians will approach the new era of Internet of Things, IoT, that use electronic device as part of teaching method. Lecturers can use the smartphone to document students' work, attendance, upload scanned tests, quiz, assignments, and photographs into a web-based software application. From this research, we can see that a mobile phone will give a great objective to the student, also the lecturer, and also will improvise our education system.
So, the limitation of the study, it is important to discuss the limitation related to the research problem under studies. Our method to collect the data, we have making the survey of questionnaire among students with UTHM Pagoh that include 3 faculties. The information filled by most respondents likely not clear enough to gather the data. Furthermore, the respondent conclude the information not related, which we cannot jump to the conclusion, but it is opportunity explained for us to do further research problem. Meanwhile, there is limit to student UTHM Pagoh only can answer the questionnaire because due the short deadlines, we have to attend to main campus where the distance is far from here. Thank you.
Okay, for the methodology part, we have decided to use a quantitative data research method to gather data among the students in UTHM Pagoh. We use questionnaire to carry out and to identify on how the student in the UTHM Pagoh will react upon the usage of smartphone as a learning medium. The questionnaire will be distributed into random student in 4 faculty in UTHM Pagoh, and to examine the case through observation and in numerical representation and through statistical analysis. The research sampling method that will be used in this proposal is random sampling, which is to obtain more accurate and different opinion from the student. Students from a total of 4 faculty in UTHM Pagoh will be involved in this questionnaire and to be the source respondent. Okay, the questionnaire will be containing 14 items that the student needs to answer, and the question is separated into 3 sections, part A, part B and part C. Part A will capture the student background information and part B will contain question about the related information to the objective stated. Question 1 to 8 in part B will ask the student on their opinion and their perception toward proposed title. Part C will capture the respondent opinion and collect data upon what the respondent think about the proposed title. Thank you.